Hello, everyone. My name is Julie McVeigh, and this is Unordinary Made Ordinary, where we talk about extraordinary experiences of everyday people. And today, our guest is Tanya Gout.
Hey,
Welcome to the program, Tanya.
thank you. Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here. It's lovely, lovely to meet you finally. And if you wouldn't mind, could you just share a little bit about yourself, a little bit of background?
Sure. I'm from Utica, New York originally. I have associate's degree in fine art. I've been a nail tech since 1998. Let's see. I discovered lucid dreaming and Reiki in 2017.
Oh.
So from that, in 2019, I started my own business where I am a Reiki practitioner. I teach lucid dreaming workshops. I'm a
Mm.
death doula, end of life doula, and a CNA. And
What
I also
is?
am a certified nursing assistant.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, so did you grow up religious or spiritual at
Uh,
all?
Roman Catholic. And
Okay.
it wasn't until I started awakening in 2015, it was,
Mm.
that I realized how much fear I have
Oh,
from,
yeah.
from being raised Roman Catholic. You're afraid of everything. So with awakening, I kind of started searching for other venues spiritually, and now I study all religions.
Oh,
I
cool.
call myself metro religious because I pick and choose from each one what I like.
Ah, very good. So what were your first experiences? You said you had an awakening. Was that something that happened to you without you initiating it, or you
Yes,
sought out something?
my stepfather had passed away, and I was obsessed about death for like 2 years, however that sounds.
Mm.
Oh my God, everyone's gonna die. So I was searching for answers to life and death, and I wound up stumbling over lucid dreaming, which is something I've done my
Interesting.
whole life, and I didn't know it was a thing.
Oh,
I
no.
just thought I was having these crazy dreams. So I stumbled over that, and then 2 weeks after I read about lucid dreaming, I flew in a dream. And I got up and was pacing back and forth. I'm like, oh my God, it's real. I can't believe it. It was really profound experience the first time.
Wow. Yeah, so
Mhm.
you have had these lucid dreams, which why don't you, I'm sure most of the listeners will know what that is, but what is lucid dreaming that you just experienced from childhood on?
Yeah, the first experience that I remember that really stuck with me, I was probably about 10 years old, and I had a dream that my backyard was a graveyard.
Okay.
So and I saw all these ghosts in the backyard, and there was this man standing there. And I said something like, "I don't care. I know this is just a dream." And he looked at me like, "Oh, really?" And I felt him go through my body. But I said, "I know this is a dream." So I was lucid, you know. But lucid dreaming is just being aware in your dream that you're dreaming.
Did you
Um,
control any of your dreams back then?
Back then, not that I recall.
Okay, so
No.
you were just aware and let the dream play out.
Yeah, and even now, like, and it's probably a little based. I'd rather go with the flow of a dream,
Hmm.
and just let it play out and see and ask questions. And um, so I'm working on that, being more manipulating things in the dream. Yeah.
So in 2015, and you
Mm.
find out, oh, I've been lucid dreaming all this time. Did you
Yeah.
start, or were you already sort of interpreting your dream to get meaning out of it?
Um, no, no,
Oh,
no, no. Unless it's a dream that it's really obvious that that's what it's meant to do for me. Now I think about it as what could I have done better?
oh,
Like, yeah, if a dream's playing out and like,
okay.
oh darn, I wish I asked a question when this happened instead of trying to um, understand the meaning behind it.
Okay, okay. And
Mhm,
are your lucid dreams,
mhm,
when you become lucid in a dream, I'm curious. So you're just having a regular unconscious dream, you
mhm.
become lucid. At that moment, does your dream become more vivid and three-dimensional, or was it already that way before? Or
Mm, I think it becomes more vivid for me. And you have a broader, you could see more like a 360 almost. You could
yep,
you actually start looking around like, oh, okay, I'm lucid. And
yep.
then you see what's going on. And I think that the original dream kind of fades away. And then this whole other situation is created for me.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So you don't
I,
have the same dream going on when you become lucid.
no, I feel like the
Ah,
original dream was to wake me up in the dream and become lucid.
gotcha. Oh,
'Cause say you have something scary that's happening, and you're telling yourself, "Oh, this is just a dream." I feel like it's your subconscious trying to wake you up.
okay. That's really interesting that it just
Mhm.
a new scene comes into view for
Yeah,
you, and
yeah,
you can see further than just like 6 feet away, all the
yes,
way around you, because that's kind
yeah,
of how a dream is. You can't really, it's like it's closed off. You can only see
yeah,
so far in front of you, and then everything opens up.
yeah. You kind of
Mm.
like pan away. Sometimes I'll see myself standing there, and I pan away, and all of a sudden everything's uh um very vivid.
So in your lucid dream, you said you see yourself standing there. In your lucid dream, do you see, are you third person, first person, or and seeing from
Sometimes,
your eyes, or you're seeing yourself watch,
I'm seeing myself. It's like I come away and I'm
and you're seeing
watching.
yourself like the higher self almost watching the,
Yeah, yeah, something
yeah,
like that. Yeah,
interesting.
it's so, but they're also different.
That's cool.
Sometimes I am myself and I know I'm myself, and sometimes you might be another person altogether,
Oh,
almost like
okay.
shapeshifting.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've played different roles.
Yeah.
Different, that's like, I know it's me, but that's not what I'm
Mhm.
male or something.
Right, right. It's like, wait, is that me? Yeah,
But
it is.
but it's like,
Yeah,
but then you're like, but wait, that's not what Julie looks like. So it's weird.
right. Hmm.
Okay, so cool. So you start researching.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so for a while I was following Charlie Morley for lucid dreaming, and then Andrew Holakek for dream yoga. And I find that I'm drawn more towards the Buddhist view of dreaming, and as a preparation for death.
Maybe you
Have you
can
heard that?
explain that. No.
Yeah, so for there's lucid dreaming, where just being aware, right? Where
Hmm.
you can have a conversation with someone just like we are. And then there's dream yoga, where you're actually trying to change things and like shrink things down or make them bigger. Um, and they say it's a preparation for death because the dream state, and when we fall asleep, we release the same chemicals as when we die, right? So their philosophy is that dreaming is a preparation for death.
Mm,
And you might have those same experiences, dreamlike experiences when you die,
mm,
even when you pass. So it's good to manipulate things so you're not uh, brought the wrong way by these hallucinations that you're having.
hmm. Okay. So that is sort of taking control in a dream, a lucid
Mhm.
dream.
Yeah,
So you're trying to manipulate your environment.
yeah,
Um, and it's a preparation for death. That's
yeah,
really
yeah.
interesting,
Mhm.
because you did eventually get in. How did you get in to become? I do want to hear about some of your lucid dreams,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
if you want to share some of them.
sure.
But I'm
Yeah.
kind of also curious, like how you ended up becoming a death doula, because you're doing that
Mhm.
now too.
Yeah, that's when my stepdad passed away. When
Oh,
I was searching for all the life and death answers, I came across a death doula. And being a CNA, nursing assistant, I've worked with hospice and I've been with people that pass.
mm,
Um, and I was like, that is something I want to do. I mean, no, there's something called NODA, no one dies alone. where you could volunteer. And I was like, what a beautiful thing, because so many people have nobody, you know. And you help them pass peacefully. There's 3 months to live, it's called, and everyone should do this. You should find a death doula near you or call me, and you shouldn't be like ill to work with a death doula, because it's profound. You go through all these questions of your life and what you want and how you see yourself as you're passing. It really helps you define what you'd like and the relationships you'd like to resolve in your life.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So then you started doing that. Well, I
Mhm.
mean, did you go to a class though? Were these courses?
Yeah, it's called oh, I can't remember the
That's okay.
things I went to for it, but I'll get back to you with that one.
And this is
But I
before the
went to a
Reiki.
class. This was after Reiki.
Oh,
Yep,
oh
yeah.
dear. Okay,
After.
well,
Sorry,
yeah,
my
okay.
line.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm kind of curious of a couple of maybe your more interesting lucid dreams or out of body experiences, because you said you also have been to the astral. I guess that's how you
Yeah,
put it.
yeah. I have a very hard time differentiating between them. Do you also? Like,
Yeah.
uh, I mean, they feel so different, and one is so enlightening. You know, like I feel like when you're astral projecting, because you're flying, and a bunch of flying lucid dreams too. So
Yep.
it's very confusing for me. Um, but yeah, I've had a lot of experiences. Geez, anything you could think about.
Have you ever met a loved one who's passed on?
I have a lot of visions when in the hypnagogic stage, right before you fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me first tell you about Reiki. I'm Roman Catholic, right? Afraid of everything.
Okay.
So, and this was before I started meditating. Never meditated before. I'm like, oh my God, I felt like I was going against my God, right? If I try this Reiki, because
Oh,
everything is
right.
bad. So I'm like almost praying before I fall asleep, and I'm in the in between zone of falling asleep, and I all of a sudden I see this big Asian face. Now Reiki is from Japan, right? So I see this big face, my eyes closed, and he said, "I am you."
Mm,
And I was like, "Oh, I guess I'm taking Reiki." Okay, that
okay.
was my sign, like that it's okay, because I was like, "Please God, help me. I don't know if this is right for me. I don't know what to do." Um, so my stepfather passed away, and just one day I was in that state again, and I saw his face right in front of me, and he was happy and smiling, and he said, "Tell your mother it's not what I thought it was." And he was happy. I said, "Okay, I will."
Cool.
Yeah, I get a lot before I fall asleep, auditory and things like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and upon awakening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, but when you've gone out, like in a lucid dream or on the astral, have you like chatted with some either a spirit
Um,
guide or somebody who's passed on?
I believe there's someone, it always feels familiar, a spirit guide that I call them teaching dreams.
Oh,
Um, it feels like astral projection. And I'm taught things that I've never heard of that are part of this world.
like.
Yeah, like, let's see. So there was one time I actually saw him this time. Usually I feel like he's on the right of me,
Okay.
right? He or a part of me, whatever it is, right? Um, and he was pointing at the sky, and I'm not into a lot of alien things. I believe in it, but I don't like
Follow
go
the,
crazy about it. Yeah.
yeah.
So he was pointing at the sky, and there were a lot of little round alien spaceships, and it reminded me in my dream. I was like thinking, is that a war?
Mm,
And I asked him, I said, who are they? And he said, what I thought was plantains, right?
Okay.
like the banana,
Yeah.
because I didn't understand what he was saying. I got this new thing where I asked 3 times in a dream, so I'll
Good
remember.
idea.
I asked the person 3 times, so I
Yep.
asked him 3 times, and I'm like, plantains, plantains. I didn't get it, but when I woke up, I actually Googled. This is funny. I'm sorry. Plantain War and Pleiadian War came up, which is
Oh.
a alien race.
Uh-huh.
It's, so that to me, that's something that I've never heard of that I was shown.
Wow.
Um, and another one was I was determined to go to the ninth realm, and I've never heard of realms before. For me, it's like heaven and hell. That's it, right? So
Right.
I flew up to the ninth realm, and there it was, and um, yeah. So I
Okay,
feel like
so
I
the
was
ninth,
shown
what was that like? Come on, a little more
I'll
info.
I'll tell that story.
Okay.
So I was determined to go to the ninth realm. I stopped somewhere along the way, and there was a door with 2 women in black standing next to it. And then a guy asking me to come in, come in. I said, well, who are you? I said, will you help me? He said, yes. I was like, oh, great. I'm
Okay.
always asking everyone for help in my dreams. I'm like, oh, great. And he said his name was Dionyse, right?
Hmm.
And then when I woke up, I was thinking like Dionysius. Have you ever heard of that?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe that was him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going in because I was determined to go to the ninth realm. So then
Okay.
I blasted off, and it felt like I was going up. Um, and I finally get there, and it was all like brown. It was a big brown wall,
Hmm.
and a giant man that looked all muscular came out from behind the wall with like a
Uh-huh.
club looking thing.
Okay.
And he was coming at me, and I got scared, and I actually went back to my body.
Mm.
And then I was like fighting it. I was fighting the vibrations of like, no, no, I got to go back. And I went back, just like that. And
Wow.
I was fearful, right? I got down on one knee, looked like a dog, looked at him sideways. I was like, excuse me, sir, I just came to learn. And he goes, oh, I guess you better stay then. And he started walking away. And I got so excited that I woke myself up. I was so happy that like I fought that fear of
Yes.
this giant coming at me. Yeah, so I've never heard of realms.
You never what?
Heard of the realms. So I feel like
Oh,
some of the dreams are like, how do you explain that?
yeah.
How do you
How do
explain
you?
learning something that you've never heard of before? You know?
Right. I think that's a confirmation. That sounds like
Yeah,
evidence,
yeah,
which is what a lot of us kind of like, at least once in a while, to get that confirmation that, okay, this is
right,
an
right.
objective reality. It wasn't a
Hmm.
dream reality, even though I know you're saying um, you call it dream. When I hear when you're talking, you're saying dream, or lucid dream, I guess is what you
Right,
mean.
right.
But
Yeah,
there are a lot of people though that do use lucid dream and astral projection interchangeably, and then others
right,
that are very strict about it. No,
right,
it's got to keep it
right.
separate. But
Yeah.
so it sounds like you're having a ball. Is this every
Yeah.
night?
No, no, it slowed
Oh,
down recently. We just moved into a new house and all that, and
oh,
there's a lot going on. So I think that might get in the way spiritually when you're into the materialistic world too much. So it slowed down a little bit, but I still have them here and there.
well,
Mhm.
did this change your relationship with your spouse or kids or parents? Or were they
Um,
like, oh yeah? Or did you not talk about
well,
it?
you know, um, it's funny because I live with my mother and my husband, and they're not into it at all.
Mm,
My husband thinks it's crazy. He's like, oh, here she goes again talking about her dreams. But then I work markets. I have a shop online, and so we do local markets, and it'll come up because I have Peaceful Life Reiki, my sign up, and people are like, oh, Reiki, and then we start talking about dreaming, lucid dreaming, and everything. And so my mother hears that other people, she's like, I can't believe how many people know about this stuff. They're out there. So yeah, I get to share that way. Yeah.
So you said Peaceful Life Reiki. Is
Yeah.
this like an online, or do
I
you also,
started.
because your home, you do Reiki in your home?
Yes, yes. Reiki my home, and also thanks to you and this
Yeah.
interview, I have this beautiful um, filming station. So I just started
Oh.
doing, it's a distance Reiki. A Reiki
Oh,
practitioner can send you Reiki with sacred symbols. And um, so I offer online one-on-one lucid dreaming workshops,
ooh, okay.
chakra therapy, Reiki sessions, cord cutting. But this is all because, you said, hey, let's do an interview. And I'm like,
It
okay,
forced you to move.
yes, you did. And I appreciate it. Like you wouldn't believe. I
Yay.
use this now more than in-house, because especially because of COVID.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
wants to leave the house. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, we're kind of, it forced our hand too. That did as well, to,
Yeah.
if we can, to do more from home and remote and all of that.
Right.
Um, so it hasn't really changed your, I was just wondering, because if you started off Roman Catholic and you were
Yeah.
religious maybe with your husband, and then you kind of are transitioning into something that's definitely more open.
Right. Right. He lets me be me. He's such a
That's
good
great.
man. Um, One time he was mad at me. He's so funny. And he's at my forehead like this, right? I'm like, what are you doing? He said, I'm grabbing your root chakra. Now it's
Oh,
over there. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
that's hilarious.
But so he tries to stay open. He says he doesn't believe in it, but when he doesn't feel good, he's like, I'm like, do you want Reiki? He's like, I guess so.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Wow,
he's
that's funny.
passive.
So are you meeting, then you're meeting more people who are involved in these kinds of things, I imagine. This
Yes,
has been a
yes.
few years now for you, so.
Mm. I just also signed up for meetup.com, so I'm finding a lot of connections that way.
What are you hoping to learn? I mean, now you're doing Reiki, you're teaching the lucid dreaming workshops, and are you hoping to discover and learn more?
Mhm. One of my goals is to visit people with permission in their dreams to
Oh,
do energy healing work.
oh, cool.
Yeah. hmm
Okay, I think that yeah, I think that a lot of people would.
Almost like
Again, and
dream sharing, you
yep,
know,
yeah. Maybe you could explain a little bit about what that is
dream sharing. We
for those
can,
who don't know.
yeah, yeah, sure. We can decide tonight to meet somewhere in a common place that we both know, or you could show each other a picture of the place and you research it a little bit. And then when we dream, we can try to meet each other there and bring back what information and share the information, see how much it goes together. Mhm.
Can you do a dream share with someone and you do meet up with them, and maybe you even work on them and they go back, or they wake up the next day and they don't remember it?
Um, I believe that. Yeah, I believe that that could happen because
So
it's your reality. You've gone there, you've done this work. And then it's the same vice versa. If they dream about you that you're healing them, maybe I just don't remember.
interesting.
Mhm,
Well, so now you call this a shared dream. And
mhm.
again, I'm going to try and um, differentiate. How is this different from projecting to a common meeting place and doing the same
Oh,
thing?
yeah, there I go saying dream again. Yeah, I suppose it would be uh you would be in a dream state, so it would probably be like astral projecting, right, to the person and then doing a healing session for them. Mhm.
Hmm. I'm just so curious, because I know there's this spectrum of
Mhm.
lucidity
Yeah,
in
it's so
in you
vast.
can become lucid, like you said, in a dream,
Mhm.
and you can have shared, like, an independent consciousness come into your dream,
Right,
but at what point does that cross over and really it fits the definition of an astral projection?
right.
You know,
Yeah,
it's so interesting,
it's
this
so
whole.
Yeah, yeah. It's also different.
Would you recommend dream journaling to just start? Like, what
Yeah,
would you recommend to those who are starting out and saying, I want to dream more and I want to lucid dream?
right. Especially for people that say they don't remember their dreams at all, I would start out with journaling. And even if you don't know, like if you don't remember what you dreamt about, just write, I don't remember. But there's an exercise you could do in the morning where you stay in bed, lay face up, put your hands over your eyes.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes it'll take like 3, 4 minutes, just be patient. And you try to remember the emotion that you had when you woke up, because all
Mm,
dreams are based on emotions.
okay.
So you try to remember how you felt emotionally, and you'll be surprised you'll get snippets of that you had a dream. So
Okay.
that's another technique you could use if you're trying to remember your
And
dream.
you just write random words or whatever if you only
Yeah.
remember little
Mhm.
snippets.
Or I don't remember anything. As long as you're journaling, because then subconsciously you're telling yourself you need to remember so you can journal.
Oh, interesting. See, I haven't done that. So you should say, you should actually physically write on the morning.
Yes,
I didn't remember
no
anything.
clue. Yeah,
Huh.
because you dreamt. We dream every night, but you just don't remember it.
Yes. Well, what are so, I mean, we talked about healing, but what are the other benefits to
Mhm.
lucid dreaming, learning how to do that, astral project?
Um, yeah, it changed my life that first time. Like I said, I got up, I jumped up, I was pacing. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It helps you to see that there's more than this life, I think. Um, so it would help you in waking life not to be too distracted by low vibration emotions.
Mm,
It's like if you could reflect and think about how your astral projection and everything else while you're awake, you could detach yourself a little bit from those emotions,
from the
the
negative.
illusions, the illusions of this world, right? Yeah.
So but you were kind of a religious person, so you
Yeah.
must have had thoughts. I'm assuming knew that there was life after death, but how did
Mm.
your feelings change about death? I mean, I guess the fear mainly
Oh yeah,
changed.
yeah. Especially with studying some of the Buddhism.
Mm,
Um, it's like it's just a transition. And
mm,
being, I had a situation. I was taking care of a woman in hospice, and this was before everything, before I
mhm,
found out about lucid dreaming, everything. I was taking care of a woman, and she passed while I was there,
mm.
and I was sad for her and her family, and I was holding her hand, and then all of a sudden it was gone. It was like she was gone, her whole essence.
Huh.
Like I didn't have that feeling anymore all of a sudden, and it
Oh,
was it was just like she's left, right? And I heard, I had an auditory experience. I heard the body's a temporary home for the soul. I've never heard that before. I
you
guess it's a
did.
saying. I've never heard it before. And I was like, oh wow. And it was a healing experience for me too, to hear that, you
Mm,
know. Yeah.
wow. So are you still doing hospice work or not
Um,
yet? Because
no, not right now. Mhm.
you just moved, so you're probably not
Right,
totally
yeah, I'm still
established with where you
right,
are.
getting settled. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh man. Well, so are you working on any other projects? You shared
Um,
the Peaceful Life Reiki.
mhm.
And is that where people can go to find out about the Lucid Dream workshops as well, or no?
Yes, yes. Yep.
Okay.
It's on the website. Just send me a message. The newest thing I'm working on is the video. Thank you. And doing the one-on-one virtual for healing
Do
sessions.
you have a YouTube channel too?
I do.
Oh,
Yes.
well,
Yes.
maybe you should start using that as well. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
aren't,
yeah. You
because you
inspire
have
me.
this beautiful setup and
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
um so yeah, I just want to make sure that the listeners know how to connect with you. And I'm going to be putting links, of course, in the
Oh, thank you
video
so much.
description.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Um, and so, I mean, because we're getting a little bit close on time, but I just want to make sure if there's any other, feel free to share any other experiences of, well,
Well,
I'll ask you this too. Don't forget
Okay.
what you were just going to say, but
I'm like,
thinking that there is something that I forgot to ask you that you said to make sure and ask you, and now I'm not remembering. But would you say when you are on the astral realm that that is the afterlife? That's where spirits go after they pass, or do you not have an opinion about that?
sometimes I wonder, with my studies, I came across the psychopomp, and when I started Reiki, I wasn't as open as I am right now.
Mhm.
So I wasn't too sure what the symbols meant. And I was, while I was lucid, I used a couple of the symbols, like they showed me what they're for, right? And one of them was, I felt like I helped this person pass over. So I think maybe that might be true. That was my initial feeling. I used the symbol and then he moved on.
Wow.
Um, so, but I don't know. We'll all find out in the end.
But
We'll
you
all
do,
find out what it's
but
all
you
for.
do have stronger opinions about reincarnation, correct?
I believe I never used to believe that. Um,
Yeah,
but
our
then
religion. Yeah.
I was watching someone and they said, your mind can never forget once you see something. So if you remember something that you've never seen, it's from a past life. Like
Mm, mhm.
your your
You're
soul can never forget, you know.
right. It's in the
So that made
memories.
me think that maybe because we have 80,000 thoughts a day, you know, and between that and the dream work, that made me think maybe it's true. And I'm
Ah.
coming back as a qigong monk, and that should kill a couple lives, and I'll be closer to enlightenment.
Wow, very, very interesting experiences.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
hope.
and please share. I think you were going to share.
Oh, the vibration state.
Mhm.
Um, so I was so obsessed with it for so long, and I was in and out of the vibrational state. I was going back to the dream, coming back to waking up, come back to the dream. And
Mhm.
as I'm doing this, I'm still vibrating, so I'm still paralyzed, right? So I'm still vibrating. I'm slowly reaching my hand up because I wanted to know where this vibration is coming from. So I'm like breaking through the vibration, and I bring my hand up to my forehead, and I didn't feel anything. I was like, oh my God, it's on the inside. Like that was my first thought, was it's and I kept thinking it's 2 layers in. It's 2 layers in the vibrational state. But
Oh.
I was, the fascinating thing was I was in and out of being awake, still vibrating,
Mhm.
awake, and moving my hand up, you know. It's amazing the things that you can do
So you moved your
when you
hand up. That
up.
was your astral arm, correct?
No, that's what I'm saying. It was trippy.
Are
I
you
was,
sure?
I'm positive. I'm
Okay.
dead positive. Yeah, I was in astral and coming back and vibrating and all this. And I was so focused. It's about focus and fighting your fears. And
Yeah.
I was determined to do it. And I was half awake and in and out. And I brought my hand up to my forehead to feel.
Very interesting.
I
Yeah,
know how
that
it sounds.
vibrational state is
Yeah.
different.
I I was like, I gotta know. I gotta know what it is. So yeah.
Very cool. Well, I want to leave you with, any last words that you want to share. I want to make sure that if there was
Mhm.
something on your heart that you're like, oh, I just wanted to share this one last thing,
Well,
please feel free.
I just want to thank you. I've been following you since the beginning, and I'm so glad that your channel is blown up. Thank you, YouTube gods, and I love to watch your videos. I love it. I learn something new every time. So thank you
Me
so much.
too. Me too. And just these connections, it's like a community of
Yeah,
like-minded people who are having all of these different experiences. I mean, I just love it. I'm enjoying it, and I'm glad you are too.
Yeah,
Thank you
definitely.
for doing this. Thank you for sharing a little bit about, who you are and your experiences and your heart.
Thank you.
It's it takes a lot, I think, sometimes to open up,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
It's such a learning process. Just when you think you understand it, you don't.
Oh my gosh, I
You
know.
know? Like you talk to a dream character and all of a sudden they're just there. It's like, oh Jesus, like what state is this now?
Yep.
Where other ones talk to you, So
Yeah.
it's like it's crazy. It's a crazy world, but I love every minute of it.
It is. It is. Anyway, okay, so I guess we're going to have to close down, but I have really enjoyed this conversation, Tanya.
Yeah,
I
you
appreciate
too.
you taking time. And thank you to everyone watching. This has been Julie McVeigh with Unordinary Made Ordinary. And I hope you'll join us next time for another interesting interview. And if you did enjoy this, of course, give it a thumbs up. And if you like this type of content, please subscribe. And I hope you're having a fantastic day or evening, wherever you are on the planet or off the planet. And we will see you next time. Bye.